Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Tuesday, November 24th, 2020. We are again in the final hour of the trading day. The final hour of the trading day is my favorite time to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions, and in particular, the last few minutes of the day in that last hour. I say this because during the day, you have the day traders and the algorithms. They are controlling the price. I consider it just a lot of random noise. At the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in with size. They take control away from the day traders and the algorithms, and they move the price to what they feel like is the most valid price of the day. And in my opinion, in the long run, following what the large financial institutions do at the end of the day, I believe does provide me an edge. So that is why I do it. So thank you all for coming today. It's nice to see everyone. I really appreciate you being here. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you've had a good day. Currently, the Dow is up 422 points, up 1.41%. The NASDAQ is up a healthy 138 points, up 1.16%. And the S&P is up 52 points, up 1.46%. So it looks like the S&P is getting the best of it out of all three indexes. So here's the plan for today. First of all, we're going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back. We're going to take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, how I'm going to manage them going forward. I've had a few day trades today. I'm going to share all three of those with you. They were good trades, so I'm excited to show you. After that, we are going to take a look at your positions on the board. We have a lot of positions up there, and a lot of them are green, which you would expect on a day when the Dow's up 400 points, right? So we'll go through each one of those real quick, see how they're doing. Then we're going to talk a little bit about trader psychology, the importance of it. I say this every day, but I really sincerely mean it. How you handle yourself and how you handle your emotions in trading is the number one indicator of whether or not you are going to be a successful, profitable trader. It's that simple. So if you are not following your plan, if you're finding yourself struggling and not following your plan, then you have work to do. Think about it, meditate on it, tell your husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, brother, sister, tell them what you are doing. It's always good to have somebody watching over you, looking at your trades. I promise you it will make you trade better, and it will make you follow your plan if you have somebody watching. I promise you, I have been through this. So we're going to talk about trader psychology. After that, we are going to go down. I've gone down through my watch list, identified a few potential end of day candidates. I've also gone down through the the results of Kamal's scanner. Real quick, I have three requirements whenever I look to enter a trade. You know what they are. Number one, confluence, combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames, or another way to say that is confluence or combination of buyers lining up on multiple time frames. The more buyers you have, the better chance you have to have a profitable trade. Number two, the risk to reward has to be at least 2 to 1. That is my minimum. If I'm going to risk $100, I need to be able to make 200 or more to the upside. That way you can actually win percentage-wise less than you lose. You can lose more than you win, but you can still make money because of the higher win percentage or win factor if you have a asymmetrical risk to reward, or in other words, you're risking less to make more. And then number three, please always take a few minutes each day, analyze your holdings. How correlated are they? How much account heat do you have on at any one time? And also, please position size according to the current volatility. When volatility is higher, you should be positioning size with fewer shares. When it is lower, you should be positioning size with higher shares. My opinion, I like to standardize my loss, my maximum loss, regardless of whether things are super volatile or super calm. I still want to have just my minimum loss that I'm okay with that number that I'm okay with. So we're going to go through we're going to go down through the candidates at the end of the day. I'm going to narrow them down, try to come up with the very best possible one based upon the three requirements that I mentioned. And if I find something at the end of the day, I will go ahead and purchase it. All right, and then when the market closes, if anybody has any questions for me, please let me know. If you need anything clarified, please let me know. If you have any stock symbols that you'd like me to take a look at before the market closes, put them in the chat, put an asterisk or emoji by it so that I know it's time sensitive, and I will do my very best to get to them and give you my opinion on the chart that you're asking me to take a look at. And then lastly, if you have any new entries or exits today, if you could please wait till the end of the day before you tell me what they are, just so that trading's over, I'm done teaching, pressure's off, market's closed, and then I can go through and take a look at those and hopefully get them put up on the board correctly. If I try to do it during the day, I always seem to mess things up. So if you could wait to the end, I would appreciate that. Okay, so I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. I will be back in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, let's take a look and see who is here today. GM, hey GM, how you doing? Good to see you there, my friend. Appreciate you being here. Bob is here. Hello, everyone. Hey, Bob, good to see you, my friend. Lava is here. Lava74, that is, in case somebody else was called Lava. Lava says, hey, everyone. Hey, Lava, good to see you. Appreciate you being here. Kamal says, hey, Greg and all. Hello, Mr. Kamal. Good to see you, my friend. Good chatting with you today. Ramble Ron, hey, buddy, what's happening? Good to see you back. Miko is here. Hey, Greg and all. Hey, bud, I got your, sorry, that was last minute that I sent you that. And so anyway, yeah, let's try to do it this week. I'll send you an email. But good to see you. Talal is here. Hello, everyone. Hello, Greg and everyone. Hello, Talal. Nice to see you. Hope you're having a good evening. Jatin is here. Hello. Good afternoon, sir. Hello, Jatin. Tracy Peterson says, hi, Greg. Hey, Tracy. Good to see you. Thanks for coming back. Hope you're doing well. If Paxton's there with you, please give him my best. Brian M says, hello, all. Great trading day today. It is. Good to see you, Bri. Frank says, hello, Greg and group. Hey, Frank, good to see you. Johan, hey, buddy. Good to see you, Captain Johan. Johnson is here. Hey, Greg, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Johnson. Steve Burns is here. Hey, bud, good to see you, Steve. Always appreciate you being here. Always an honor and a privilege to have you in the group. I really mean that. Steve says, it feels like the Dow Jones average has gone up dramatically in the past few weeks, but in reality, we are now breaking out to new highs after 12 trading days of going sideways. Oh, is that right? So we've finally broken out. Yeah, it's been pretty volatile, up and down. It just seems like we've had big days after big days, but I guess there's been some down days in there as well. Steve says the high of the day on the first vaccine news has been resistance for weeks. Yes, that was that big reversal bar that we had on a lot of volume. Yavar says, hello, everyone. Hey, Yavar. Frank has a poem for us. Let's read the poem. Stocks are a lot of this and that. Sometimes thin, sometimes fat, or maybe they just roll over and lie flat. Trimming your list is where it's at because owning too many stocks is like herding cats. And we all know what herding cats is like. It's tough to do, right? Man, that's a really good poem. Let me take one more shot at it. Stocks are a lot like this and that. Sometimes thin, sometimes fat, or maybe they roll over and lie flat. Trimming your list is where it's at because owning too many stocks is like herding cats. I totally agree. It's not fun to have too many positions. I think I think most people feel like they can manage them all, but I'll tell you what, it's nice to just have 2, 3 that you're looking at, and you're not having to look at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 positions. It gets tough, and I have more positions right now than I have in a while, so that's why I'm saying that. Steve says the Bitcoin ETF GBTC has gone up over 100% since its 520 EMA crossover. Incredible. Wow. Yeah, Bitcoin is on a tear. Ava is here. Hello, Ava. Nice to see you. David is here. Hi, Greg and group. Hey, Dave. Good to see you, bud. GM says hello, Greg. Hello, GM. Kamal says, wow, that GTBC. Talal says, nice one, Frank. I 100% agree. Chadden said, the reason I held my cues was the way NASDAQ held itself around the resistance that indicates strength. There you go. I think Jadson is a very good technical analyst. He really good at identifying levels. I have come to notice since Jatin has been here and his comments. So I appreciate that, and I'm glad the cues are up for you today. So, all right, let's get to it then. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna do day trades first so I can clean up the chart. All right. First day trade today on Apple was your standard under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third. I guess that was it. I bought here at 113.02, moved up strong. The first bar had a second strong bar. I sold half here when we rejected the 50 RSI, then came back down, had a close below the previous day's low. So that was it. I got in at 113.02, got out of half at 113.45, got out of half at 113.71. But that was pretty good for a half hour. Now I'm going to take these off. Now I'm going to switch over to my fractal chart, which is a different chart. I did buy, oh no, that's Apple. That's gold. Here we go. I bought this again on the 5-minute chart on Apple for a couple reasons here. The main reason is we moved up, we went sideways, we had the high with 2 lower highs to the left, 2 lower highs to the right. This is a fractal. When this fractal over here when the price hit this fractal, this is where I bought it. It's also a bit of a cup and a handle where you have the cup, the handle comes down, and the trigger on a cup and handle is when you go off of the high of the handle, and that dovetailed nicely with a lot of things. I bought here at 113.82. I sold half at the end of the bar because it was such a big bar up. Here we rejected the 70 RSI, I got out of half, and then here we closed below the previous day's low, got out of all. So I got in at 113.82, out at 114.24, out at 114.72, and out at 114.82. Not bad, right? I was pretty dang happy with that trade. Now we go over to gold. I also had a trade on gold, very similar to what I just mentioned on Apple. Here's the high, 2 lower highs to the left, 2 lower highs to the right. MACD was green. As soon as it broke this high, this is where I bought. And you can see everyone else bought here as well. So whenever you have an entry point and there's a big bar up, you know that you've probably hit the right right technical level. I bought here gold 169.29, got out of half at the end of the big bar 169.42, closed below the previous day's low, got out of another half of a half at 169.36. Up here, we rejected the 70 RSI. I got out of everything. So I got in at 169.29, out at 169.36, out at 169.42, and out at 169.59. So, okay, I can get rid of gold. All right, so let's go back over. So those were the day trades on the day. Okay, here we go. Swing trades. Johan, David, Gary, and myself, we did get into Beyond Meat back here, under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third, under the 200, over the 200. Great risk to reward ratio. Price 126.91. It has moved up beautifully ever since then. I did take half of my position off yesterday when we got near the 50 and rejected it. I did keep the second half. Did hit one profit target here near the very, very high today. It's at 47.26. It did reject the 50 RSI. I will take another half off today if it closes below, but this is up 11% from entry. So congratulations, Johan, Dave, Gary, and myself. Chewy. Yas and I took Chewy here at 66.42. Next day it went up, came back down. I got out of half. I didn't like how it rejected the 1 ATR channel. Moved up, down today. I don't like how this is acting. It's down on an up day. It is still profitable. I am going to take off Chewy at the end of the day unless it can close above its open and look strong breakout here, which I doubt it's going to do. But I don't like that it's down 2.76% today on such a big up day. So I'm just going to take the profits while I have them. Nike. Well, I'll tell you what, when I saw the futures on Nike, I was like, ooh, I'm in deep trouble because I am short Nike, but I'm very happy. I was just telling Kamal this. I'm very happy that Nike is only up 83 cents today on a day when the Dow is up 450 points. So real quick, this is a weekly trade. I did short Nike here at 133.14. The previous week we went above 70, below 70. We moved up. We're not able to get back above the 70 RSI, and we have the third ATR channel over us. I am down on the trade. I shorted at 133.14. It's 134.98. My end of day or my end of week stop is going to be here if it closes above 137.60, but I'm not going to make a decision on that until Friday. But I am down on this trade, but not too much. While we're here, Johan, let's see. Oh yeah, Johan had a beautiful long trade on return to value V2 at 128.30 on the daily. It is 134.97, so beautiful trade there, Johan. Spotify. All right. Johnson, Steve, yes, Brian, Miko 25, Johan, and myself did take Spotify yesterday with the 1030 EMA crossover. I got in at 269.60. It was up higher earlier, but I just noticed this. This is down now. So slightly down on the trade, but the 10 is still above the 30. Okay. PAYC, Kamal, Johan, and I did buy this nice pullback to value and a V2 here at 381.75. It has moved up nicely, although it is down today, which I don't like, and I don't like that we haven't been able to get past halfway of this big bar here. I am very likely going to just lock in profits on this trade today. It's a V1 to the downside. It's down on an up day. So very likely I'm going to be taking Paycom off and I'm going to be taking Chewy off. SPY. Well, Frank and Yas and myself did have the overnight SPY trade. I bought at 357.46, sold this morning at 360.30. I was very, very happy with that. It's up much higher than that now, but still very, very happy with the overnight SPY trade. I'll be buying that again today at the close. VIX. Well, VIX has just been a stinker for me, Ramble and Quad. I did buy the VIX under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third. I bought it at 1991, went down, moved up. Luckily, I took a little profit off when it went down, had an up day here, took a little profit off. But I am sticking with this trade as long as it stays above the 30 RSI. I'm committed to this trade, and I like to have a little bit of a hedge. Especially where we are at right now with the put call ratio, which is showing everybody very bullish. Which, you know, from if you look at it the other way, when everybody's very bullish, it makes me a little bearish. So that is why I'm keeping the VIX trade. Alibaba up 3.29% today. I do not have a directional position in this, but I do have a bullish option position in this. I sold options down to 180 expiring January 15th. So as long as the price stays above 180, I will be able to keep $162 per contract. Lines up nicely with the 200-day moving average on the weekly. Over on the monthly, the 180 strike price lines up nicely with the 50-week moving average, 50-month moving average and the -1 ATR. And Johan, Ava, David, Quad, Kamal, Johnson, and Gary have had a beautiful trade on Alibaba. My gosh, got in here with this nice under 30, over 30, over the negative 30 ATR channel at 257.17. It is up 3.29% just today and up 7.95% from entry. So congratulations to all of you. Lastly, Apple. I did buy Apple back here with the 1030 EMA crossover at 116.58. Moved up nicely, took some profits. Yesterday, it closed below both the 10 and the 30. I took off half of my position. That's what my rules tell me to do. It is up 1.76% today, luckily, so I'm glad I held the other half, and I did hit one profit target here at 115.45. So this trade is probably just a smidge underwater because I'm under my entry point, but I also took profits up here. Frank is in from 111 with a 10% runner. Gary's in from 108. And anybody else? No, I think that's it. All right, so that was a lot of positions. All right, give me 1 second here. Kamal, I have a feeling that that day trade we were looking at right before the show started. Yeah, there it was. Kamal and I were looking at this trade here. Return to value, sideways motion, V2, crossover, and it has worked out nicely, hasn't it? Yep, very nice. All right. Baba, okay, we just already talked about Baba, but very nice. Johan, Ava, David, Quad, Kamal, Johnson, and Gary. What a beautiful trade. 49.72, I wouldn't be surprised if it ran into a little resistance here. I don't think it's rejected the 50 RSI yet, but be aware that this is probably a place, if it is going to stall or go down, this is probably an area where it may do that. Maybe. Who knows? Facebook, Kamal bought Facebook yesterday at 265.90. It is 276.75, up 3.09%. So proud of you, Kamal. Very nice trade, my friend. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. Looks like it's closing above the 50 RSI. This looks strong. It's a nice V2. Shopify. Kamal bought Shopify at 893 and 900. It's down a little bit today, but Kamal is up approximately 7.7%. Very nice, Kamal. Snap. Okay, now what happened with Snap yesterday? I think Ava got out. Ava, right? You got out yesterday with this bearish bar, which I'm glad to see because this is down 2.69%. And Gary went short with some puts. He sold some November 27 $44 strikes. It's 44.08, so I'm sure he is in the money. He has a few days left to see if this will close under 44, but it is down nicely. So good exit, Ava. Good entry, Gary. Teladoc. Frank bought Teladoc at 182, and Johnson bought a half a position. Right now it's 185.59, so down 4.33% today, but still up on the trade. REGI, Ava bought at 56. It's 57.63, down a little bit, but still up on the trade. Sorry, I'm hustling here because time. Johnson bought Eli Lilly at 143.17, bullish engulfing bar, V1, went up nicely, came back down yesterday, but back up again today. I'm really glad. I was hoping that would go back up for you. So very nice, Johnson. SQ, Johnson and Ava bought SQ at 202 even. It's 201.86, down 2.85% today, but roughly pretty close to even on the trade. Ava, beautiful trade here at 31.85. 36.90 up on the day, up on the trade. Jatson bought Google here at 17.48. It's 17.67, up 1.87%. Quad. Well, it's been a long trade. He got into 60.81. It is currently 60.57. It is up today, but down on the trade. PayPal. Now, who had PayPal? Johan. Johan bought PayPal at 192.72. It's 205.05, up 2.11% just today. So this is a beautiful trade, Johan. Very nice. W. Brian bought W at 243.09. It's 242. So it's down today, but right about even on the trade. ALGN. Jatin bought ALGN at 441. It's 473.69. Down a little bit today, but nicely up on the trade. MasterCard. Gary sold a put spread expiring January 15th to 292.80s. As long as it stays above 290. Gary will be able to keep all the premium, and he's at 342.97, so he's got a lot of protection and a lot of cushion. YNDX, Kamal, look at this. Kamal bought YNDX at 62.17. It is 65.22, up 6.12% just today. Very nice, Kamal. Lowe's, this is Frank. Frank bought Lowe's at 148.59. It's 155.58, up 1.26% today, but overall 4.53%. So excellent trade there. Tesla, Jatin bought Tesla at 415. It is 555. Jatin is up 25.28% on this trade. Congrats. AYX, Johan bought AYX at 115.39. He bought it on the weekly, so he will be making his end of week decision on Friday. Is down a little bit from the entry. The Qs, Jatin bought the Qs, and Frank also at 284.60. It is 294.46, up 1.4% today. Very nice. Lyft, Ramble Ron bought $30 January 21st $30 strike price. So this is a bearish position that Ramble has. It needs to close below $30 by January 21st in order for Ramble to be in the money. So he's got about 9 points to go, but it is up a little bit today. Zynga, Bob bought Zynga at 791, moved up nicely, but it just rejected that 200-day. Looks like he's still up a little on the trade. RGEN, I know Kamal bought this here at 187 and got out today with his stop loss at 181.92. And lastly, Wing, Kamal bought Wing this morning at 123 even. It's up 40 cents, so not too bad. So, a lot of positions there we have. A lot of positions for sure. All right. Okay. GM's buying puts on the SPY. Jatin says, thank you, sir, for the acknowledgement. Been a student. Always will be. Gary says, hello, Greg. Hey, Gary, good to see you. GM says, oh no, news on Amazon. No home delivery. Customers will have a local pickup. Interesting. GM says, I picked up a little Apple too. Nice. FAS chart is crazy, up 9.91% today. GLD bounced off the 231 RSI today. I may buy this today. Yeah, that's on my list as well, Steve. Ramble says got out of VIX today at 809. Okay, remind me at the end, Ramble. Okay. Morgs is here. Hey, buddy, good to see you in South Africa. GM says VIX hardly moved today, which I'm glad because I have it. KMX. Oh yeah, that was the one we missed yet, or that untriggered yesterday. 1050. Okay, so I'm going to put that on the list as well. VIX rallied strong off the lows. INPX popped nice. Kamal says nice trades, Gary. Thanks, Kamal. SPX retesting top. All right, so we've got a lot to go through today, a lot of things to look at. So let's just go ahead, take care of the trader psychology section. This is from Julian Komar. Julian's a great trader, a great educator. He has a great Twitter channel. He's at blog Julian Komar. Really like to read his any post that he has. So if you have not subscribed to Julian, please do. Professional trader out of Germany. When I read this is super short and super sweet and super spot on. Trade what's happening, not what you think is gonna happen. From Doug Gregory. Look how sweet and short and sweet that is. And it is so true. Every single time I've got in trouble with my trading because I thought I knew what was going to happen. Any of you been in that boat? I'm sure you have. You know, our job is to trade what's happening, not what we think is going to happen. It's so simple, but it will save you so much money and make you so much more money if you just follow these two sentences. Trade what's happening, not what you think is going to happen. You know, I was pretty good in college in economics. I like to look at macroeconomic things and try to figure them out. Fortunately, I'm no good at it, but I am pretty good at trading when it comes to just trading what is happening. But anytime I have an opinion about the market and want to express a trade based on my opinion, it usually doesn't work out well. So thank you. One more time, please trade what's happening, not what you think is gonna happen. And that's from Doug Gregory. So short and sweet. Thank you, and thank you, Julian. Appreciate that. But there's a lot of money in this statement if you just can read this and internalize it. All right. Okay. Steve says, I knew Doug Gregory from the quote. He passed away this year. Oh, too bad. Too bad. I know it sounded familiar, Steve, when I read that, and I did. My first thought was, I think Steve has posted that before. Now, somebody was saying something about Amazon. Well, it's off a little from its high, but Chatham says, made market blunders many a times due to preempting about the markets as per my thinking and not following the markets. Learned many things from my mistakes. Yeah, we've all been there. You know, you can learn it the hard way, or you can just, you know, the quote we just had from Julian, just follow what's happening, not what you think's going to happen. Man, in my trading career, if I could just take 2 or 3 of those and get rid of that, not take the trades that I think was going to happen, wow, would have made big difference. Big difference. Okay, just real quick, Beyond Meat, I am going to sell half today because it's rejected the 50 RSI. So keep that in mind. I am going to sell half at the close. I already sold half yesterday. So am I out? No. I sold a half. Now I'm selling a half of a half. And then if I get a close below the previous day's low, I'll get out of everything else. Chewy, I am going to get out of Chewy today. I just don't like it. I don't like that it's down. So I'm out of that. Nike, I am short on the weekly, but still has not closed above the 70 RSI, so I'm staying short Nike. Spotify, yay! It went green again. Good. No profit target yet, but up 0.65%. I am also getting at a PAYC, Paycom. This has been a nice trade, but I am going to get out. All right. And Apple's not doing so bad either. Okay. All right. Well, let's take a look at the potentials here today. Oh, I better put KMX on here as well. With the 1050. Yep, there it is. Yesterday, I'm not sure if yesterday it triggered or not, but today it looks like it is triggering. So let me quickly do a little math here. I'm taking my maximum allowed loss on any one trade. I'm dividing it by the value of the 2 ATR, which is 602, and that tells me how many shares to buy. And the nice thing I like about this, it factors in the recent volatility. So I don't even have to think about it. It just automatically factors that in and tells me the correct amount of shares to buy. All right. So Facebook, it's, you know, we came down in the value zone, we made a lower high, but now we washed out that low and we triggered a beautiful V2. It's over the 50 RSI. It's over all the moving averages. Do I want to buy this? I don't know. It's, my risk is going to be all the way down to here. Halfway of the washout bar is going to be right here. So do I have 2 times that to the upside as far as, let's see, from here to here gives me here to here. I mean, it's certainly possible that we could get up to here. I'm sure we'll run into some resistance here. We had the big down bar over here. So what I really think is that this is how high it's going to go. Is this 2 times here to here? It's not. It's not. So that fact right there, I mean, I don't know it's going to stop there, but just educated guess that I do. So I don't like the risk to reward that much. If you bought it intraday when it triggered the V2, yes, of course, and then I'd hold it. KMX, as we just discussed, has the 1050 EMA crossover, is down a little bit on the day. KMX does backtest well with the 1050, so that is definitely a consideration at the end of the day. Microsoft, this is similar to Facebook, where we came down, made a lower high, washed out the low, triggered a V2. I actually like Microsoft better than Facebook at this moment because the risk to reward is much better. My risk is going to be if I get a close below right about there, halfway of yesterday's washout bar. So I hope this is a good exercise in, analyzing risk to reward. But yes, the risk is from here to here, even if holds true and comes up to the halfway here, from here to here, or from here to here is 2 times this. Now, the only caveat here is if it closes under the 50 RSI, I will not take the trade because then it will show me that it had already rejected the 50 RSI. So I do like this one. I like it better than Facebook, actually. Amazon. This is one of those little sneaky setups. Kamal's probably seen this, but we do have a false breakout from this low over here, and we do have a V2. We have a lot of resistance with the 50 and the 100 here. It's not up that much on a down day. I would rather just go with Microsoft. Probably, yeah. I would just rather go with Microsoft because we're on the ups. We're on the top side of the moving averages below us, where Amazon still has all the resistance above. NTGR, very strong today with a crossover. However, this big old down bar here, this skyscraper bar here, concerns me a lot. All these bars have been inside this range. It's going to be very difficult to get above here or probably below here. So with that being said, I think I'm going to skip NTGR. DT is Dynatrace, higher low V2, sideways motion, rejection of the 200-day moving average. Pretty good. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly is consolidating, holding. Yeah, that one's not too bad. SWKS, false breakout to the downside with a V1. No, I don't think so. Teladoc, bounce off the 200-day moving average. Johnson has this. Is that enough for me to buy it? Probably not. Probably not. Good risk to reward, but it's down quite a bit on a down day. Oh, I forgot gold over here. Okay. But I'm glad that's holding the 200 for Johnson for sure. GMAB. No, I really don't see anything there either. Blue just keeps moving on down, doesn't it? It's a 30 RSI. If you can buy it at a 30 RSI, you have the best risk to reward there is, but I would really like to have some kind of confluence of signal. Could trigger a V1 if it closed a little higher, but I think I'm going to let that one pass. EXEL under the 30 RSI, ALNY, false double bottom, V2, it's a little chasey at 45. Google has a V2, which is good, but it's too high for me to buy a V2 above the 1 ATR channel. GILD, quad, we talked about this one already. No, I don't see anything there, unfortunately. Jobs, pretty strong here, but very range bound. 50 right here, big down bar right here. I don't like the risk to reward. True. That's interesting. You know, Kamal, I looked at this on the fractal chart. It was not above the green alligator line. The high, yes, it did trigger a fractal, but it was not above the alligator line, the red one. I think you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I think I'll let that one go. Pets. This one's just too range bound. Too much stuff up here. And gold. So this is one I was looking at earlier. I traded gold earlier in the day. We have had a big gap and another big gap. So I imagine we're getting rid of a lot of sellers. Let's take a look at the RSI at the low today for gold. Was 30.48. So it technically has not rejected the 30 RSI, but it did bounce right there. Boy, this is a tough one. This is a tough one. So I'll tell you what. I think I've narrowed it down here to Facebook. It's just too chasey for me right now, honestly. I already know that. KMX. Microsoft. I think I like Microsoft the best with this red-green sideways motion, false breakout to the downside over here. But I'm going to have to wait and see if that thing will close above 50 RSI. It is right now, but you know that's my determining factor. DT. I like that MACD's positive. I like we have a higher low V1. I like we closed above the 200-day moving average. So in order of likeness, I so far like Microsoft the best, then DT, then KMX. Facebook's I think's out of there, and I think I am going to wait and see if the market forces gold to test this 200 and the 30 RSI. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think there's a strong likelihood that it's going to. Sometimes those 30 RSI levels and those 200-day moving averages, sometimes are almost just like a magnet. People go on strike, buyer strike, and they're like, well, I'm not going to do it until it tests the 200-day moving average. And so enough people do that. There's not enough buyers, it goes down. I just think, from doing my lessons with my students and just doing the simulations that we do all the time, very often I see this exact same situation. And I would have to say more times than not, waiting for a thorough rejection of the 30 RSI and waiting for a thorough rejection of the 200 is the smarter move. Now, of course, if it goes bouncing up, you're like, oh my gosh, it was a good risk to reward anyway. Yeah, it's true. You just never know. You just never know. But I think, at least that's on my end, that's what I'm going to do. It is a good risk to reward ratio. You have a confluence of basically it got almost just barely above the 30 and the 200-day moving average. Let's go over to the weekly. Weekly, it has the -1 ATR channel below it on the week at 167. that is on the weekly chart. That is the next level of support. So looking at that kind of confirms to me that I am going to wait for a thorough break of the 200 back over. So that's what I'm going to do. Microsoft looks the most likely for me if it closes over the 50. So I've narrowed it down there to KMX and to Microsoft. For me, anyway. GM says, let's look at Amazon. I think we just did that. There is a V2 there. There is a V2, a false breakout to the downside. It'd be a pretty decent risk to reward. I just like the other ones better because they don't have all this resistance over it. Ramble says, I got some AMD strikes. Calls this morning. Have a good one, everyone. Thank you, Ramble. GM says NETE. NETE. Oh, that's nice. Up huge, but it's everyone. Oh, okay. Let's come back down. Yeah, down 17% today after such a big move back up. See, everyone, this is why I don't buy stuff up here, because I get concerned these things are going to happen. Big up move, right? The volume has not been too big on the downside. I would wait at the very least to try to bounce it off the 100. I think that would be a good pullback. And Ramble had a gold call. Ramble, could you wait till the end there just to remind me what you bought there till the end of the show? GM says, I love mRNA. Very, very strong. Down a little bit today outside of my range. Kamal says Netflix. Yeah, you know, false breakout to the downside. We're right back at halfway of that big down bar from yesterday, Kamal. It just doesn't seem like something. I mean, it could go roaring up, but it just doesn't seem like something. I mean, it certainly has a double bottom with the bullish divergence. Look at this low here with the deep MACD. We rallied to green. We came back. The green here, or the red here, is much less deep than over here, which is good. Then you need to set up a trigger. I really don't see a trigger yet, to be honest with you. Steve bought UGL at 61.96 off the 200-day. Okay, so Steve is buying gold, but instead of buying GLD, he's buying UGL. And I will get that updated at the end. Johnson says, sorry, Greg, I had to close Teladoc yesterday. Close SQ today morning when the breakout reversed. Okay. I will update that at the end. GM says my two favorite stocks are mRNA and GLW. All right, so end of day for me. For housekeeping, I'm getting rid of Chewy, holding Spotify, getting rid of PAYC, I think I'm going to key off of Microsoft here. I don't think I'm going to buy KMX. I think I'm going to buy Microsoft just as long as it holds above the 50. So that's my plan. I'm going to sell half of Beyond Meat. Here, I better just do that right now. Let me take care of that. Let me take care of getting out of Chewy. Let me take getting rid out of PAYC. Okay. Taken care of. Taken care of. And Steve bought KMX at 96.23 on the 1050 EMA cross. Okay. So let me just make a note of that. So Steve bought UGL at 61.96 and Steve bought KMX at 96.25 on the 1050 EMA cross, and UGL was a deep dip buy. All right. Let's take a look at gold intraday here. Oh, nice big shoot up. Perfect. Look at this nice false breakout to the downside in a V2 right here on the 5-minute intrabar on gold. Zoop. That really worked like a champion. I have to show you Exxon. Again, I did not buy this for myself, but I did buy it for an account that I manage on this big reversal bar. Look at this trade, everybody. Unbelievable. This trade from entry is up over 30%, plus the dividend thrown in as well. It pays about a 9% dividend, I believe, right now. So I wish I had this in my account, but I'm certainly glad I have it in my friend's account that I manage. Look at this. Unbelievable. Up 6.71% just today. Ramble got some AMD strikes at $90 call strikes this morning. Jennifer, have a good one, everyone. I got some AMD strikes at 90 calls and SPY strike at 366. Okay, so those are calls, and you got gold one strike at 173. Okay, I'll get those done after. All right, so my Chewy is gone. I sold half of my Beyond Meat here with the rejection of the 50. Nike. Spotify doing well. I got out of PAYC. SPY buying at the close. Alibaba, everyone doing well on Alibaba. Congratulations, everyone. And so all I'm really looking at here is Microsoft. And Microsoft looks like it's going to close just fine. So I'm just going to give it 5 minutes. right, so are we going to go into this close with buying, or is it going to be selling? It looks like it's buying so far. Johnson sold T-Doc yesterday. Okay. Well, that's good, Johnson. I'm glad to hear that, since it's down today. Wish it was up for Frank, though. All right, about 3 minutes to go. I'm all taken care of except for buying Microsoft. Okay. Oh, Apple's coming down, Microsoft coming down. Is it going to hold the 50 RSI? Let's hope. 1 minute to go. Okay, I just bought Microsoft. And I'll be buying the SPY at the close also. All right, there we have it. Up 454 on the Dow, 156 on the NAS, and 5782 on the S&P. All right, so let's see where I got all this stuff here. I bought the SPY, overnight SPY trade at 363.22. I bought Microsoft at 213.82. So let's go over here, put this together. 363.22. That's the new overnight SPY trade, and then Microsoft I got filled at 213.82. 213.82. Right there. So listen, if you have any new positions that you want me to add or subtract from the board, this is the time. Go ahead, put it in the chat. If you told me what your entries were earlier in the day, if you could remind me again, I would appreciate that. But real quick, just everybody knows this, but I just do want to mention each day that, I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype, I love to teach. I've had great success with my students. I have a 15-hour course. I know you're going to be a better trader when you're done with it. It's one-on-one. It's the best way to learn. So if you are interested, send me an email. Email's in the description. Send me a message on Twitter. We'll set up a Skype call. We'll find out a little bit about each other, and then if you want to take the course after that, you can email me back and say, yeah, I want to go ahead and take it. So if you've been thinking about it, if it's interesting, please let me know. I know you're going to be a better trader. And then also, if you if you like today's podcast, I would really appreciate if you could just take a couple seconds and hit the thumbs up button. It does help to grow the channel, help build the channel, help keep the channel around. All right, so let's take a look here at my notes. All right, so I know Steve bought UGL based upon GLD, and Steve bought UGL at 61.96. 61.96. Okay, and he's basing that off of the GLD chart. So let's put Steve over here. And then Steve also bought KMX. That's not KMX. Steve bought KMX at 96.25. 96.25. And that is Steve with the 10.50 EMA cross. Okay, so we got Steve taken care of. Kamal, is that a wing? Oh shoot, it did close under, didn't it, Kamal? You were right. All right, let's take wing off and RGEN. Oh, I think I already took that off. Oh no, it's right here. Duh. Okay. Frank is in Microsoft and in the SPY trade. And I've already got you in the SPY trade. Yes is in Microsoft. Okay. Plus the SPY. I've already got you in the SPY trade. Spotify. Yas is out of Spotify. After target profits hit and got to my entry point. Not too bad. It could go to the moon tomorrow. Thanks, Greg and everyone. Thanks, Yas. Gary's out of 85% of snap puts. Okay, very nice. Plus Microsoft. Jatin is holding 50% of his Tesla position. Sold 50%. I think that's a great idea. Lock in a little profits on that. Jatin, what a trade. Let's give a hand to Jatin on that trade. My gosh. Man, those poor Tesla shorts. Holy. Okay, Google Online. Ava is out of SQ, out of Microsoft. Okay. Took you out of SQ there, Ava. And over here to Microsoft. That's Ava. Okay, Miko is in KMX with Steve on that crossover trade. Johan is in Microsoft. And DT. Yeah, there's something about that DT trade that I kind of liked also. Okay, good luck there. Johnson said in Microsoft. Netflix. $477.40. So that's already in the money. Very nice, very nice. Holding Lily, Baba, and Spot. Even holding the Qs. Johan's out of half a Nike. Out of 1/2. Oh. Did I accidentally erase? I guess I did. All right. So. Okay. So he owns out of 1/2 of Nike. Danny says, what's up? Thoughts on Apple? Well, I am in Apple at the moment. Good and bad here. We had a V1. We bounced off the -1 ATR channel. We rejected the 50-day moving average. You know, let's not try to put makeup on it. It's not looking too good, honestly. Right now, it's not looking too good. I mean, it was up today, but my gosh, the market was up huge. I'm getting out of my, I sold half my position yesterday. I'm getting out of the full position if the 10 crosses under the 30. But this, you know, it could bounce here and go up. We had that big down bar yesterday. I don't know. I think the best place to buy Apple if you're not already in a trade is down in this 107, 108 area where it has found support below. So The big down bar yesterday is concerning to me, so I'm not thrilled to be in that trade. Gary says, have a great day. Thanks, Greg. You're welcome, Gary. Nice trading, my friend. Jatin says, thank you, sir. A good day of learnings today. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much, Jatin. I appreciate that, and very impressed with your chart reading and level reading abilities. So thank you for contributing so much. And Johnson's out of SQ as well. Okay, so I think everybody's out of square, right? Oh, Johan is in square. Johan, are you still in square? I'm sorry. It was way back here. Are you still in square from 151? I hope you say yes. Sorry, that was so far ago that I lost track of that. So I don't know if you're in or not, but if you're still there and could let me know, that would be great. But I really hope you say yes. Okay. We tried, right? We tried. Ava says, thank you, Greg. Have a great evening. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that. I hope you have a nice evening as well, Ava. Wish I am from then. LOL. Yep. Wow, some really good trades from everybody. Really impressed. Boy, do we have a lot of positions up here, everyone. I don't think I've ever seen so many positions. I don't know if that's a good sign, a bad sign, but it makes me cautious. So let's all be pretty cautious here. As long as things are going up, great. Hold steadfast, do whatever you want. But, if they start going into losing positions, that's when you want to act pretty quickly and not let losing position increase. But currently, I don't see very many losing positions. Thank you, Miko. Danny says, thanks on THCB. THCB. Tuscan Holding Groups. Well, that, my gosh, this was in play today, wasn't it? The way that I look at this, Danny, this is a very bearish bar. We closed higher than yesterday's close, but we closed lower than today's open. There was all sorts of selling going on here. Tons of people were selling. That's why it moved off of that location. This just isn't the type of trade that I would take. It's too volatile, bearish close. I know this sounds really boring, but if I was interested in getting into this stock, I'd have to wait for it to come back down here about $10 in the value zone at the very least. But there was a lot of selling up here at higher levels. All right, what's happening after hours here? Apple's even. Alibaba's up 34 cents. Beyond Meat is even. Microsoft's down 17 cents. Nike's up 26 cents. Spotify's, well, that's down a lot, but that's a huge spread there. It says down $1.63, but there's a $2.49 spread. SPY is up 11 cents. And VIX is down 4 cents. So, wow, big day. It's been a good month so far. I'll tell you what, it has been a good month so far. I'm very grateful for that. Okay, if you have any other questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to put on my hiking clothes, go out, go for a little hike around. Have to go to the market today, get a little bit of food. And I just want to leave you off with this. Please go out and try to do something nice for somebody today. Just a smile, a wave, hello, help them with a favor, or just be nice. Just have a pleasant demeanor and be a nice person. And if you could also do something nice for an animal today, that would be extra good. Just if you have a dog, you take them on a little walk, give them a pet, give them a treat, give them a little love, give them a cuddle. Just something, right? One nice thing every day for a human, one nice thing every day for an animal would make this world a whole lot better place. All right, and I think that's it. Other than if you could hit the thumbs up button before you leave, I would really appreciate that. And I hope you have a good rest of your day. Be good, be safe, read some trading books, do some chart study. One of the best things I think you can do is just do chart study day by day by day when the market's closed. Just do market simulation. It's very helpful. I do that in my lessons with my students. And boy, you know, you can trade a year's worth of trading in a couple hours, right? Just imagine how you can get calibrated to different setups and how they play out when you see them all of the time. But if you're only, you know, trading 1, 2, 3 times a week, you don't get a lot of experience. You know, trade 5-minute bars, trade 1-minute bars, trade hour bars, and just go bar by bar by bar, and you can get a year's worth of actual trading in an hour or so. Johan says, thanks as always, Greg, and everyone have an awesome day. Thanks, Johan. Appreciate that, bud. Have a good night there, okay? All right. Well, thanks again for coming. Really appreciate it. Have a nice rest of your day, and I will see you hopefully tomorrow, which is Wednesday during the last hour of the market. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.